Hello and welcome to the Captain Stevens channel. Today we're going to have a look at the Canadian submachine gun C1. I'm at 12 Service Battalion Museum, standing in front of our 1950s deuce and a half. Okay, so first we do a safety check. Action is clear, magazine's empty. Have spare magazines here which we'll show you, and they are all empty. This is a 9mm weapon, capable of semi-automatic fire and full automatic. They were an intermediate weapon between the 9mm pistol, the Inglis #2 Mark I Star, most people call it a 9mm Browning high power, with the fixed sight. Then you had a submachine gun, same ammunition, but it gave you that capability for a full automatic fire. And then you had the rifle, which would be the FN C1A1 in 7.62, and the light machine gun FN C2A1 in 7.62. 30-round magazine. You also had a 10-round magazine, very useful if you're driving the truck behind me, for example. The weapon came with an FN bayonet, the same as the FN C1 rifle, and used on the FN C2 rifle as well. Obviously a last ditch. They also came with a cleaning kit, which included a pull-through, 2 brushes which screw together, a brass or bronze brush to pull through for heavy-duty cleaning. You'd have cleaning patches in there, and a pull-through with a jag which I've attached and put a cloth in. Now to clean it, we need to do a field stripping. So we remove the magazine. We've checked the weapon. There's a release catch underneath the rear of the body. Press down on the end cap, turn it slightly, and now it will come free. We're always taught to lay our parts out left to right. We pull the bolt handle back, remove the bolt handle when it lines up with the notch just below the rear sight. Remove the bolt. The spring just engages in a hole in the rear here. Very simple recoil return spring. To clean it, we can now drop our cleaning, the weight through, comes out the barrel, pull or pull through, and always pull straight out on cleaning any weapon with a pull through, or the Americans call it a thong, because if you pull from the angle, you're going to create a wear pattern eventually on the muzzle, which will affect accuracy. Now let's reassemble the weapon. Take the bolt, put it in, line up the big hole with the notch for the cocking handle, and we want the cocking handle curvature to face forward, so it gives you a natural thing to grasp. Allow it to go forward. Take the end cap, fit it on. Just a slight turn required, so it's only a few degrees, about 15 degrees perhaps there. Pressing that latch. To extend the butt, which is locked in place, pull out on the butt plate, then this latches, locks in place, turn it over, press the latch on the bottom of the body, push the cap down, and push the butt into place. Then when the cap returns to its position, it's locked in place. Then we can insert the magazine. There's no hold open device. When it's empty, just sits forward. But you can lock it in the open position, but then you're allowing dirt to get in. So you might do that only for immediate action situation. There's a sling swivel on the rear of the cap, which you could use for a sling, which also then hooks on at the front. They came with spare magazines, and this pouch is a pattern 1982 webbing. Now the weapons were obsolete in 1985, so I never saw one of these in service. It would have been very handy because we just had to carry the magazines in our pockets wherever we could fit them, which was far from ideal. It only took them the life of the weapon to come up with the pouch. So there are very few of these weapons surviving. This one was made in 1968 at Canadian Arsenal, so it's one of the last, and then declared obsolete in 1985. And instead of putting them in war reserve, it appears that Canada destroyed most of them. So we have a very few that are preserved in military museums, such as this one here at 12 Service Battalion Museum in Richmond, and also a few, very few, in private collections, which were purchased back when it was legal to do so. Very handy weapon. I carried one usually when carrying a radio or doing night patrols. Although as an officer I tended to prefer to carry the rifle, it made me less conspicuous as a target. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a little bit about the SMG C1. Great, have a good day. Bye-bye.